My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement.
Oh my god, Sholmes.
No, I think he has a point.
I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze.
Not there.
That's a very interesting spot to put the cursor. Okay.
Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into obscure folk song when making a social call.
Sholmes.
He's messing with us, man. He knew the answer. He knew it. He's just feeling like, hey, man.
I just like doing this.
We're gonna pull a sick prank on you right now.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. KVTV on the Sun here with the 4 case. Sholmes has woken up from after being punched in the gut. I don't know how he did that. And apparently he's pointing out that we did not address his poor coffee cup. So that's what we're dealing with now.
He's faking it. He's faking everything. It's not even his real name.
Sholmes fake! Mr. Sholmes.
If you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction. Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret.
She is? From the look on her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet.
So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup.
Wait, there's something underneath her plate. I see something.
It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup.
It must have been smashed when Professor Migatoba opened the chest.
Oh dear. So many things seem to have been broken here.
But now the deduction has taken a different direction. Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore.
In other words, her great secret is something else.
Let's put our observational skills to work here one final time then.
Well,
Knapsack. I can't say the word. Oh, what the butt is under that plate?
That's what I said. There's something under. I saw something under her plate when we were like, when her model was up. Actually, funny enough, Ryunosuke is correct. This is actually the final deduction. Look, there seem to be more papers there. There will be no more deductions with Ryunosuke after this one.
Not even in the courtroom?
Not even in the courtroom. Or
For the entire game?
I mean the theater deduction stuff. This
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
This stuff.
Okay.
This is actually the last deduction with Ryunosuke.
It's like, wait a minute.
Oh, he's still stuck, dang it!
That's supposed to be his job.
He's gonna die!
I mean, technically,
But
yes,
we never
he's
figured
gonna
out how he's supposed to become the ancestor of Phoenix Rise.
die. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray?
The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document.
What? But why would Iris have
We must ask her.
an official Scotland Yard document? Girl, what you got? Why you got that? You are attempting to abscond with that case file.
Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective.
Oh no! We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today. And Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zeeks had gone missing.
Clint Van Zeeks. Yes, I do seem to recall. That some years ago, I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris?
God, I love this dynamic camera work. Can we have this again in another Ace Attorney game, please? You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are Oh no, Iris, don't cry. Forgive me. No, I do not like crying, Iris. Stop.
Shelms, don't take a picture of that.
To hide the case file.
At least let's USADA win on this.
Elementary. We've made a child cry.
In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trap chest.
And yet you didn't.
But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Herlock Sholmes.
I'm sorry, Hurley.
I'm not. Do it again.
So you mean this autopsy report really is...
Yes, I took it from the lab. Even though I knew it was very important.
Was there something in that that troubled you, Iris?
Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, I saw the writing in it. I knew it was Daddy's.
the writing.
Your father's writing? What do you really mean?
Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about.
Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows.
Mr. Sholmes, what is it?
I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten.
Father!
He's dead.
Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So would I.
No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew.
Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk.
Well, yeah. Duh.
I wonder. Perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris a chance to talk more freely.
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris
Sure.
and find out what's going on.
Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner.
Yes, and that notes about all the case they sold together kept inside the metal chest.
That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
That's one way of describing it.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural.
You're just like any other girl of your age.
I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
You're 10.
Well, besides the degree thing, yeah, that's only natural, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you know.
10-year-old doing that,
Yeah.
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though.
But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Oh,
His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he made about his work with Hurley. eh?
That's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right?
Yes.
So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye.
When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you'd seen on your father's case notes.
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that was the first and last time we'd be allowed even to look at it there.
So you decided to steal it.
When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's.
And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report.
Read Dr. John H. Wilson.
So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley.
Wait, called yourself Iris? What was your name before that?
I think she just went with a full name. Like, I think she was already Iris, but, like, she just added in the Wilson, maybe? I don't know, maybe Sholmes named her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I decided there and then that I'd write the adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you.
I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. Okay, but it's been 2 years. You could have at least snuck it back in once you were done, right?
Nope.
Sholmes?
I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault.
Hurley?
I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gore and apologize. I promise.
Yes, we'll go together, I think.
Then, let me look after it for you until we get there.
So I can write it down.
In my book that has everything was narrated by very different people. We've had Imperfect Cell, we've had
God.
Andy Momo for some reason, and oh yes, Mr. Vincent or Tim I don't know which one you are.
Yes, thank you. I'll take it from here. Clint's autopsy reports. The autopsy reports of the final victim of the infamous professor. The report was authored by Dr. John H. Wilson.
I must go and water my herbs, I think. I'll see you all later.
We're just gonna go deliver it?
Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. She needs some space, okay?
Okay.
I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still.
Ha! What? How? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Mr. Sholmes?
Oh dear me. So, you've noticed, I see.
That would mean...
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Sato?
No, we gotta keep being mysterious, Miss Naruhodo.
The suspense. You've turned as white as a sheet. Well, okay, we'll just end the video now.
It's this autopsy report, Miss Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing. Isn't Dr. Wilson's at all?
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that?
Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's.
Huh? What? Professor Mikatoba's?
Indeed, it's true. And now you know, my dear fellows.
No, wait, I don't know anything. What are you talking about? What
Well,
on
while
earth-
that is true,
What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. 1 second. I want to look at the autopsy report. 31st of May, 9 at midnight. Death from a single stab wound to the heart, other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. A duel, you say? Recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand, but no document and corresponding ink was found. Vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body.
What was in the stomach?
What indeed? This is not fully detailed on that, but thank you for that information. All the same, this is more
Damn,
information than we have
Mikatoba, you
before.
call yourself a doctor?
So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikatoba then. But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely.
Not possible. My dear fellow, pray take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain.
And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikatoba engaged?
Of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science.
And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document.
In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end.
I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson.
Which is very understandable, of course.
What a complicated situation.
Oh, yeah, yes. It's signed by Dr. John H. Wilson, who carried out the procedure, though Professor Mikatoba actually penned the report.
Alright.
Okay.
Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits.
Yes, the adventures of Hodex Sholmes written by Iris.
And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction.
Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure.
So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not?
Ah, you've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could have truly called a friend.
And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest?
Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely.
So, where's your partner now?
We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world.
But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion.
Pray, impress me.
Your partner would have to be Yujin Mikatoba. In other words, Miss Susato's father.
On my word, Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
you are coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction.
It was a test! You mean to say...
Allow me to introduce you. To my great friend and partner, Mikatoba.
And there's the twist. Please consider his silhouette for a moment. Not if you put the pieces together.
Yep.
So I put the pieces together like in the last game, but I was waiting to see how they all fit together. Like,
I didn't catch it until I looked at him and I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
I'm just looking at this man like there ain't no way.
Uh-huh.
There ain't no way. All right, someone explain to me how this works, and then they did.
Professor Mikatoba. There you go. Now you've got all the pieces.
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, my dear. I'm still my old self, Yuji Mikotoba, your father.
How? Of course.
Susato is so flustered now. She has no idea how to process this. This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in.
So does that just mean that Mikatomo's like, man, I really love these books that are about me?
Yes. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all.
I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me, when was it again, Mikatoba?
16 years ago, Sholmes.
Ah, yes, quite. 16 years ago.
Ah, yes, like a steel trap this once mind. I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price.
But rents are devilishly high in that particular area.
That's right. So I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation.
I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of great detective you see before you now.
Yes, as opposed to now, where you're not callow.
I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for a little gain.
And the situation of our cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. He had a great many adventures.
But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, the most infamous of cases presented itself. A case with which you've become rather familiar yourselves. The Professor killings.
After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home.
Hardly surprising, given the circumstances.
So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest.
This is amazing! Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Shom's famous partner.
And who the heck was that John H. Wilson guy we met?
Oh, indeed.
Father,
Goodness, my dear. What a cutting look.
as your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you are the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
Uh-oh.
And that is...
You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father.
Of course. I'd almost forgotten about that one.
I should have seen this coming, I suppose.
Mikotoba? Sir?
Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Is that correct, Mr. Sholmes?
That is indeed what I told young Iris.
But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, father, and you wrote those case notes, then Iris's father must be you. I see how it is. You have your first child with mother, and then you go somewhere else and you have another child later.
Oh,
I see it.
boy, this is...
You think you're jumping to conclusions there, Miss Susato-san?
Why are you calling me Susato-san now? Just like I'm not your daughter anymore.
No, not like that, not like that.
On my word, Mr. Sato. You are coming along wonderfully as well. You too have hit upon the method at last.
Oh,
I've been
no.
hitting about the method before any of you.
You finally grasped the art of deduction. Sorry, I can't hold it.
Is this just what you say when you have no idea what else to say? Like,
Oh.
what?
Sholmes, can you say something
Sholmes,
else on
what are
this
you-
very
Sholmes, what-
delicate subject right now? Like, come on.
Sholmes, I have a question. What are you even talking about?
I'm talking about child support you failed to pay.
Is that what we're doing now?
But yes, you know, Father, you have a very, very distinct English accent. Meanwhile, I still have an accent that is very Japanese. So that makes it makes me wonder.
Excuse me, I don't have an English accent. I have, Actually, now that I think about it, I don't have an accent at all.
Where's this going? Stop.
So it was an American woman then.
Susato, I've never been to America.
What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago. and you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. But I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris...
Ooh, there it is. Susato-san's ice-cold stare.
That's just how I normally look, Naruhodo. What the hell?
No, hold on a minute. Now, hold on a minute. It was very complicated. I swear, it's really not what you think.
Okay, then explain it.
Well, I'm trying to, but you keep jumping to conclusions.
I'm going to give you the Susato takedown if you don't explain what exactly it is.
Do you see what you're talking about right now? Like, you're going to inflict physical pain on me. How can I explain if I'm unconscious again?
You won't be unconscious, you'll just be on the floor.
Ryunosuke over in a corner with a bag of popcorn or chips or something.
Just like, hey, Mr. Sholmes, you want some of this?
And Ryunosuke's just like, man, I'm so glad I'm not the target of the Susato toss now. Now there it is! Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot, just before she...
No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man!
That's quite enough, my fiery fellows.
And he dressed up really quickly. Mr. Sholmes, when did he get all dressed up?
Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikitoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion.
No, I want answers. And it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go?
Why, my dear madam, is that obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikitoba. The game is afoot.
I think the natural enemy right now is Susato. You need to sort that out. But Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think.
Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already.
I remember they used this song for the reveal trailers and stuff. No one expected this is the song that plays for the legendary partners. No one saw that coming.
You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really. I visit our home after 10 long years. When I open that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regain consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all of this.
Father, please. Go with Mr. Sholmes now.
That's terrifying, dear. What?
I have no doubt that whatever happens, you are acting in everyone's best interests.
Think about that, it's so concerning.
I trust you. Completely.
Susato.
See, this is the hard thing about doing this, is that I don't actually know the context of how she's saying these lines, so without vocal direction, I can just make it seem
Yeah,
as
you can
ominous
make it
as
whatever
I
you want.
But I'm just like, is that actually what she's trying to say right now? I don't know.
And sending the great detective and his great partner off on their new adventures together is more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams.
This just feels so fake. Very well then. We'll speak again later. This is supposed to be like, all right, Mr. Naruhodo, we're reading all those case files right now.
So, I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow.
Wait, what's tomorrow?
The trial.
Yes, Naruhodo. Good luck in battle. And in reaching a decision.
A decision? About
Yeah, you
whether
forgot
to-
that part, didn't you?
About whether to go back to Japan, I suppose.
I trust you've not forgotten.
I mean, I forgot about the whole trial thing.
Well, I trusted that you've not forgotten.
Hello, Mark.
It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth, and that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
Oh, I consider this Naruhodo. That's why it's called the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles Resolve.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works. We did it. We got to the end.
We did it, Patrick. We saved Bikini Bottom.
And I got the legendary pair trophy. Yay! You know what? We're gonna save here, actually, because we're not actually gonna continue. I'm probably gonna go try to get back to the menu if I can, because we don't want to sit in silence. Ah! Yes, this is the title of the final case, the Resolve Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Let me... Oh, alright! I guess it'll just go there. We're on the final case, guys. We did it.
The final
okay.
case of every Ace Attorney game ever? Oh my god.
Yes, that's exactly it. I am glad we did
Ace
that.
Attorney ends today.
Did you,
Well, not today.
Well, Lewis, since you kind of you were kind of already guessing that since the first, game, how did you feel about that reveal?
I was waiting for it because I'm like, nah, this is Ace Attorney. Like, ain't no way it's that easy. This feels like setup. So I'm just like sitting here like, okay, so there's clearly something. I don't know how we're gonna handle this. Like, now my only question is, who died?
What do you
John
mean?
Wilson.
John Wilson.
But okay, so then is John Wilson just no one?
No, he was John Wilson. He was in the very first case. He was killed by the jerk person.
Yeah. He was
Okay,
he was a real person, and Mikotoba was his assistant.
Are you talking about who died in the professor case?
No. That's what I was thinking. I was like, something like, I didn't know if this was a thing where like we made up an entire person to like hide someone's identity or whatever.
No,
just a case of miscommunication.
it's like it was just a bait and switch, basically.
Okay.
It's a bait and switch. John Wilson is a real person in the game. He died
And
at
it
the
make-
very beginning of the
yeah.
first game.
And it makes sense
Mhm.
because Mikotoba said, I invited him here. Mikotoba worked under him, so it makes sense as to why he would invite him there.
Right. Okay, I'm following. It's just that Iris made him the Great Detective's assistant under the assumption,
Yeah.
based on the handwriting, and that's why he got that reputation. But it was actually Mikotoba, and
this whole time,
John H. Wilson is just
a normal
some guy.
Yep, he's just a
Yeah.
He's just-
random guy. That's
He's
all it
just
is.
some guy.
Yep.
He seemed like a very nice fellow, but
But he is just some guy.
Yes. He's just some guy in this universe.
Okay. All right. I'm following now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe the legendary John H. Wilson, Iris's father, is dead. Also, I still need to know what is going on.
that's what the last case is for.
We will find all those answers in the last case. Surely. Or you'll just be even more confused once you find out the real stuff, I guess.
Waiting for it to be, it's like, no, yeah, your father was John H. Wilson.
I'm
It was
sure
not.
you can imagine.
I did not cheat on your mother, Susato. I'm not an adulterer.
Well, mother did die right after, so I mean, if you were looking for new love, I understand.
I will go ahead and just claim it now. Yes, there was no adultery involved.
Yeah.
There was none of that. Now that leaves the question of what happened, but yeah, there is no adultery involved. I'm just gonna put that out there now, just to, so it's
Susato,
not
listen
on
to
our
me.
heads.
Susato, listen to me. I did. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Without saying much, because I don't know how the last case pans out, I know one detail, and that's why I kept being silly with Susato, because I knew I could.
Yeah, I'm sure you can imagine everyone's shock when that big. I mean, you think Kazuma being alive was the thing? No, the twists just keep coming, and they keep getting better. I think
There can be more than
was a
one
big
twist.
one. Huh?
There can be more than one twist.
I think the Cosmo one was the one that everyone expected was the big one, but no, it just kept going. The Mikotoba one was probably the one that really That really shocked me at the time when I found out. I was like, oh my god, it was just right in front of me this whole time. He looks like a John Watson. Like, you just look at his design, and it's just like, oh my god, it is.
I mean, like, going through that last bit where Sholmes was being like, oh yeah, I met this guy this one time. I'm just like, that's Mikoto's model in silhouette right there.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like... what I wasn't expecting is that John H. Wilson is just some dude, unrelated.
Yep, he's just some dude.
I mean, he's related somewhat, but not like very involved.
Yeah. But anyway, I figured because you mentioned you kind of had a suspicion at the very beginning. I was just like, oh, I kind of want to know your thoughts. So.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I could tell, but I needed to know how this was gonna play out.
And now you know.
And the answer was John H. Wilson is just some dude.
Yep. Alright, we're done. We are, well, at least what you guys would know when you guys are watching this video, but we will not be starting Case 5 for quite a bit. I'm going to be out for a little while, but so once we come back, we shall be tackling the final case.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we're still recording.
Okay.
Of course we're still recording.
Yes,
I'm
we are still recording. I know it sounds like we're just having a normal discussion.
To the viewers.
But we're still recording, KB. I know it's easy to forget because we're just kind of vibing, but you know.
I just thought people would like the insight after that kind of big revelation.
Oh, okay, yeah, because after all that, yeah, we're going to be away for a few weeks.
It is quite a revelation. Because it is quite a revelation because it just turns everything you know of Sherlock Holmes, like, kind of twisted it a little bit. So
no, this just confirms everything we already knew about Sherlock Holmes. That he's an idiot and he needed someone to actually keep track of everything.
He's a smart idiot.
But he's an idiot.
Yeah.
That man has ADHD. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I mean,
Oh,
I do too, probably.
Oh, definitely. All right, guys. We are hitting into the 40-minute mark now.
Sorry,
really good talk. No, you're good. You're good. This was a good talk. There was a lot that happened there. I thought we felt like we could discuss it. So we will see you all with the final case in the next video. We'll see you all then.